Good afternoon, marketing class. This is Miss Dixon. First of all, let me say thank you in advance for being outstanding students. My expectation is for you to get your assignments complete that have been assigned for today. My goal in this PowerPoint is to review some of the concepts learned yesterday, as well as explain today's agenda. So I'm going to go over a few things in this PowerPoint. It should take about 15 minutes. Today's assignment is to finish the packets that was started yesterday. Then you have a very small research on classifying buying motives. And then after you do that, then you can finish page 3 of the packet. We're also going to start objective 6.05 and complete the guided notes on the process the sale. And then you have some worksheets you're going to complete on calculating discounts, sales prices, taxes, and change. All right, let's review what we started yesterday. We talked about the components of the selling process. I did grade your papers, and you should have seen some notes on them. And for the most part, everyone did very well on the first couple of sheets that you completed. We learned about, first of all, how to approach the customer. And there are 3 methods that we discussed: greeting, the service, and merchandise method. And I think you all understand that pretty well. The second thing that we discussed was determining the need. And the way you determine the needs is by observing, by listening, and by questioning. And so you completed page 5 of your packet where you practice asking questions to get more information from the customer. And then the third thing we discussed was presenting the product. And we suggested that you don't do any more than 3 at a time. Show a medium price product first, and then highlight the features and benefits. Now, what you see on red on my screen, I'm going to review again so that you can complete your packet. We also briefly discuss overcoming objections or handling objections. This is a big part of sales training. So I want to briefly go over these again so you can complete your packet. But the first one we talked about was a substitution method. And so whenever a customer gives you an objection, then you can use the substitution method, which is to identify other products that may meet their need. So if they say, well, you know, I really don't like this color, then you can say, well, what about the blue or the red, for example. The second way to handle objections is what we call the boomerang. This is a method where the salesperson turns around the customer's objections into reasons for making the immediate purchase. So they use the objection as a reason to make the purchase. So they put the objection back into the buyer. All right, the third one is question. And this way of handling objections is simply asking more questions about the objection. And this is just to get more information. So if someone says, I'm not ready to buy right now, then the salesperson could say, well, what is your time frame? When are you looking to buy? And so you're asking more questions to learn about their objection. The fourth one we learned about is called superior point. And what you do with this one is offset the objection with features and benefits. So for example, we used the iPhone as an example, and someone says, well, that's extremely expensive. And true enough, that is expensive. So what the salesperson can do is point out the benefits. So they would say things like, well, you have a lot of extra features that are not on other phones. So you use a feature to offset the objection. The next way to handle objections is denial. Sometimes customers are misinformed. So you can actually tell the customer, no, that's not true, and then give them the correct information. So for example, you have a car, a person is searching for a car, and they say, well, I heard this one is not good on gas. And then the salesperson said, well, no, that's not true. This is actually gets so many miles per gallon. And so they inform the customer. So that's called the denial method. Another one that's really effective is demonstration. And I talked about this yesterday with the vacuum cleaner, and how just showing the customer or letting them try it will sometimes handle the objection. This is also a very effective way to handle the objection. The last one is third party. And what this means is you use credible witnesses to promote the product and to use their testimonials as proof that the product does work. All right, so that's handling the objections. The next thing that you took notes on was about how to close the sale. Salespeople normally go through lots of training to learn how to close the sale. This is a very important part of the sales process. And there are 4 methods to closing the sale. So once you have shown a customer the products and what you have to offer, you have to close the sale. The first method is which close. So you would let them choose between 2 items. So you would say something like, which one do you prefer, the blue one or the red one? And so you would just try to help them narrow down their search. The next method is called standing room only close. With this type of close, you create an urgency. There may be a limited number. There may be a price change. So the salesperson says, well, this is only offered for a limited time, or this is on sale right now and it'll go back up tomorrow, or this is discontinued and we're not going to get any more. So it's creating that urgency for them to go ahead and make a close. The third one is called direct close, and you just ask for the sale. Are you ready to check out? Are you ready to buy? And so that's direct. And the last one are service closes. And this is when you mention services that are included. This comes with a warranty. This comes with a rebate. You can return it if you have any problems. And so you mention the services that are included. So those are your 4 ways of completing the close. And so you complete page 8 to demonstrate your understanding of these concepts. All right, the next thing that we learned about was suggestion selling. And what this is when the salesperson makes suggestions for other items to buy. There are 3 ways to do suggestion selling. The first one is offering related merchandise, and this is called an add-on method. So for example, if you work for McDonald's and someone comes to the drive-through and asks for a burger, then you can say, well, do you want fries with your burger? That is offering related merchandise. Another thing you can do is recommend larger quantities or trade up. So again, a person orders burgers and fries, and then the salesperson asks them, would you like a combo? So that's recommending larger quantities. And the last one is calling attention to special sales opportunities or special offers. For example, Rack Room Shoes does this a lot. They'll say, you know, if you buy one, you can get the second pair for half off and offer you that special. This is really good when the customer may not know of those special deals. And so you suggest additional things they could get with their purchase. And so this is on page 9. And you will use these methods to complete that assignment. All right, page 10 of your packet deals with the follow-up that you do and the customer reassurance, which is very, very important for the sales process. So there are a couple of methods that salespeople do to reassure the customer. Number one, follow up. And you can follow up through a call, a card, or email. And this is just to ensure that they are satisfied with their purchase. Another follow-up activity is customer service, and that is handling inquiries and complaints and keeping the customers satisfied. Another method, keeping a client file. This also is done by most businesses where they keep your information so that when you come back for another purchase, they already have your information on file. A lot of companies also allow you to evaluate their sales efforts, and that's so that they can improve any area that may not be up to par. Like the order processing, making sure that the order is complete, the departure, making sure that they thank the customers, and then the order fulfillment. All of these are sales follow-up and customer reassurance activities that assure the customer of their purchase and that they'll be satisfied. All righty, so those are, that's a quick review. Your page 10 assignment has 3 parts. Make sure you complete all 3 parts. The first part tells you to design a business card using Microsoft Publisher. And once you design it, you're going to upload it to the Dropbox in Haiku. The second part is to write a thank you note, write a professional thank you note. Your note must be with complete sentences and error-free. So please proof. The third part is to write 2 other things you can do to strengthen the relationship. So this will demonstrate your understanding of things businesses can do to assure their customers of satisfaction. All right, after you do your packet, you're going to do a small research on classifying buying motives. There is a link in the assignment Dropbox where it gives you a brief description of your instructions. So you're going to use the internet and just look up and research those 4 buying motives, put it in a Word document, and you're going to upload it. And then after you do your research, it should not take long, it's only 4 of them, then you're going to complete page 3 of the packet, which ties into your buying motives. Some of you've already completed this page, and that's fine. I would just review it to make sure your understanding is correct. Once you do that, turn your packet in, and then you're going to start on the next lesson, which is in the 6.05 tab. So you would go to 6.05 and open up the lesson PowerPoint, get your guided notes from the sub, and then complete your guided notes. Please make sure you read thoroughly so that you understand this last section. Again, it is about the process, completing the process of the sale, which includes closing the sale. And then you have some worksheets that you're going to complete, which are mathematical assignments on calculating discounts, sales tax, the sales price, and even the change that a customer will get back. And so complete those calculations. As you all know, if you work in retail, there is a lot of math involved with calculating prices and discounts and so forth. And so these worksheets give you an opportunity to just practice those calculations. All right, after you get through with your worksheets, you know what to do. Put them in your bin, and I will get them on tomorrow. Thank you again for being an excellent student. I will grade your second half and get it entered into the system. And you all have a wonderful afternoon.